patiently waiting for the stream of faith which brings life forever. The man of tomorrow. Who will be the man of tomorrow?
How do you set up a basic aquaponics system? You're going to require a barrel. We're going to cut the top off this barrel, top section off it. But before you do, make sure that the profile lines up. If you've got one with a thicker profile going into a thinner profile, when you cut it off and place it inside, this will distort. You'll end up with a piece shoved out. So this barrel won't work. Okay? This one will. It's got the same profile. Yeah, when this part here pushes in, should work fine. So have a look. To start the cuts, place your barrel flat, measure it. I used a block here. It just happens to be the right distance. If you can do that, follow the profile round. If not, take a series of measurements. This is 10 inches, you can see, all the way around. Yeah. Now remember, if the profile moves up, you're going to have to put it on something flat and measure up. And measure it. Make lots of marks. Take your time with that. Get this bit right. You'll only get one go. If you get it wrong, you're going to mess up the barrel. So take your time with it. Once you've got your slot going, the more you cut, the easier it gets. If you're doing it with children, get a slot cut in it and use shears. You can shear around through this. The kids can do some of it as well with the shears. If not, you can use a Stanley knife. Be careful, as always. And the technique I use is a simple one. I'm going to hold it this way. Normally I wouldn't. I'd have it lying flat. But just to show you with the camera, place the knife in and just use, keeping your arms out of the way, use a rocking motion. Yeah, just a simple, see, rocking motion. The blade's never leaving it. I'm just rocking it up and down. I'm not applying too much pressure, and you can see slowly working my way down the line. Like I say, you want to be doing it this way when you're doing it, so you can hold this quite safe. Don't be doing this. If the blade snaps, and they can snap, you can end up stabbing yourself. So nice and easy, keeping yourself out of the way, and this rocking motion. It does it really well. If you try and slice straight down it, you'll veer off. I've almost cut the barrel in half now. I'm just going to finish it off with the shears, just because the last bit, it gets quite flimsy, wants to slip off, so I'm just going to use the shears just to finish off the last bit. Now, we'll need to clean that out further. This has had nutrients in it, and as you can see at the bottom, it's crystallised. So anyway, that's been soaking with water. We know this barrel's alright. If not, and you have barrels, fill them full of water and leave them outside for a period of time. Keep topping them up. If you get green algae growth in them, then they're going to be great to use. They'll be alright. Just if you don't know what's been inside it. Now, next stage is our tub. You're going to need a cordless drill and a drill bit. Make sure your drill bit is smaller than the medium you're going to use. You can get around this. First of all, look at the high points. The high points now are going to become the low points when we put it inside. So the most obvious one is the handle. So we're going to place a series of holes on either side of the handle, not all the way through, just in the handle at the bottom. Yeah, I don't want to come all the way through. I'm just going through the first layer. The handle here is hollow. So I'll show you this in a second. Okay, I've drilled a series of holes. I'm also going to place them in these low spots. In the corners, and also along this one, making sure I get the maximum drainage. Now you can place holes anywhere else, and I will put a few extra ones in. But make sure you get them in these low spots, especially the handle. The handle works really well because you have 2 holes on the inside that go through, so they work as really good drains. I've drilled the holes in the lid, as you can see, placing them in the lower sections or the higher sections, and I've also placed others around here. There's plenty of drainage. Make sure you've got plenty of drainage. You can't have too much, but don't go mad. Now if you were doing this in a bucket with a lid, you cut a hole in the top and you can put a basket through. A larger version of one of these, and you could insert this, obviously much larger than this, and you cut a hole and insert it. It's the same process. So now we come to the lid. You take a larger drill, and I've already got a smaller hole in here. I'll just drill this out. I grip this tight, and it'll just remove the burr. Now you may have to largen this up. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put another drill in now, make it a little larger, until it will take my pipe. While I was doing that, I went to get my larger drill, and it wouldn't fit in the chuck. It wouldn't fit in the chuck of this, the largest one it would take. So I simply and very carefully just went around the edge with the Stanley knife and did it that way. Now a friend of mine who constructed one of these from one of the kits that we did, he used a soldering iron. He got his soldering iron hot and he did it all because he didn't have a drill. So you can, but again, if you're doing it with children, be aware hot soldering irons, sharp knives, drills, you need to kind of do this process beforehand, I would say. So we have the lid, the base, with our holes in it now, and we can put our lid on. I've also drilled a small hole in the side of here. You can drill a few in it if you like. I probably will put more in afterwards. So if you have bought the kit, you'll have 2 jobs to do. One is cut the length, and one is cut this pipe. This pipe needs to be cut. If you cut that off, make sure it forms the loop. You don't want it doing this. This is wrong. This is right. Now, I do believe this is one we made up earlier. And I'm just going to now take that, and you can see, slot it in the hole, and that's it. So presuming you make one out of the same barrel and you buy this, excuse me, you buy this, all you need to do, literally, is cut the length of this pipe, push this one up, cut these 2 off, and put it in your bowl. There you go. Fill this with medium. I shall do that. We shall put some nutrients in the bottom, and then we'll show you working. Okay, we've filled the pot full of medium. We've pulled up this tube slightly, connected the airline, and we can adjust the flow of water by increasing or decreasing the airflow. Just turn that up so you can see it, and as you can see there, that's working fine. It's dripping away and doing exactly what it should do. So we'll get something planted in that and then show it you on the updates. Thanks again, hope it helps.
Strike with knowledge, oh children. Within I know I rock is a solid foundation. Jah is our guide through creation. Have faith, bow patiently waiting for the stream of faith which brings life forever. The man of tomorrow.